Hey guys, I'm back, and as you can see, the wreath is pretty much almost done. I just have, you probably can't even see that there's a little bit of a gap over here. I'm working on the last section. I just added my last piece of ribbon. I did end up using the little bit of this pink plaid. And again, they're longer pieces. Where the heck are my scissors? Here they are. They're longer pieces because I had them left over from another project. So they were 14-inch pieces. So when I put them on, I did have to cut them down a little bit. These are still, oops, these are still a little bit long. I think I need some new scissors. All of a sudden, these scissors just are not cutting as well as they used to. And it just seems like it happened. Ugh, that looks terrible. It just seems like it happened overnight. They're just not that sharp anymore. So again, you don't really want your ribbon to be the star of the show here. And what I mean by that is generally when we make our ruffle wreaths, we, we add a lot of ribbon, at least 2 ribbon tails per tie. But in this type of a wreath, I feel that it's the mesh that's the star of the show. And look how pretty all those colors are. That's the star of your show right there. So you don't really want to overdo it with ribbon. Even if you don't want to do these little ribbon tails, you can do, this is fraying. You can do a little bow. That's my last piece, I think. You know what, I'm going to take that piece out because it's starting to fray. That piece of ribbon I just put on there. Let me just, I'm just going to cut it off because I have it twisted on there so tight. I don't really even know where I have it twisted. And again, what I was trying to say is that, I'll just pull that right out. If you don't want to add the ribbon tails, and this is again how I did it, I just took my piece of ribbon and I pinched it in the middle, and I grabbed half of my pipe cleaner. And you're just going to feed it in there right next to your bundle. Again, wrapped around the 2 middle wires like you did your bundles. And it's very long right now. Like maybe I'll wait until I get my next bundle in, and then I'll twist it. Or excuse me, I'll trim it. Because obviously, I mean, unless you want them this long, I don't want mine that long. I just kind of want them, it doesn't really look that horribly bad, but I wanted them a little bit shorter. As you can see, they're all kind of short. They're just like peeking out a little bit. And that's how I wanted them. So I'm just going to trim them down a little bit and then add another bundle. Because a lot of times when you add your bundle next to your ribbon tail, it pushes it up a little bit and it kind of hides it. So don't cut too much off until you see where you're at after you add your bundle. And this is actually, remember the ribbon that I rolled with Mod Podge, I always say Mod Podge to stiffen it, Mod Podge. That's that ribbon right there. So that's unwired ribbon. Okay, I'm going to wait and I'm going to trim that off in a little bit when I'm done. And I have my glue gun plugged in, and here's my colors. I'm actually out of the green, but you can see I had enough green to have a little bit peeking out, you know, here and there. So that's really all I wanted to do. So let's just finish. I think I probably have about 3 more bundles to go. And this mesh isn't fraying nearly as much as the multicolored mesh. And don't ask me how long it took me because I really don't know. I stopped a couple of times. You're going to see this video is going to be in 2 parts because I did stop and I had to run out and do some errands. So, but if you sit down and you do it, you know, all in a row or all at once, I would say maybe an hour and a half or so, 2 hours tops. This is going to take you. And again, I started out with 8 of these bundles per section. I don't really know if I added 8 in all of them because all I know was I just kind of stopped when I was full. And now again, you have your 4. If that's too much for you, do 3, do 2. You just put your pipe cleaner around the middle. Okay, make sure it's centered so you have the same amount of mesh on each side. Push it up. Twist as tight as you can so your little spirals are going up. That's the look that you're looking for. Push this last, this is sticking to my shirt like crazy. Push this last bundle up and out of the way when you put your next one in, because you don't want to flatten the one that's there before it. You want to push it up. That's how you want your spirals to be. You want them all to be pushed up. Again, if half a pipe cleaner is a challenge for you to twist, if you don't feel like that's enough for you, do a full pipe cleaner. Now, actually, I kind of like the length of that ribbon right there. I might leave that. This one's a little bit shorter. I kind of like that length like that, though. That's really all the ribbon I'm going to add. I don't have any more ribbon to add, so there might be a little space here, but maybe I'll put an egg or something there. Doesn't have to be perfect, you know what I mean? These ribbons are a little bit closer together, but whatever, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. So I probably have room here for a couple of more bundles, maybe 3. And then we're going to go ahead and add our eggs. But look how nice that filled in. So pretty and so colorful. Very springy. And I had just enough of that green, like I said, just so you could see little pops of green here and there. And that's what I wanted. What color do I need now? I'm like lost. Sometimes it's easy just to roll it with one hand if you just kind of pinch it in the middle and roll. Make sure you're getting all your pieces too. I know I was putting my pipe cleaner on a couple of times and I missed a spiral and it popped out. So just make sure you're getting. I can't even see where my space is now because we're so full here. I can probably maybe fit a couple of more in and I'll be good. If we'd done this class live, I think it would have taken us longer, unless you make your bundles ahead of time. But it's nice that I have the half a pipe cleaner. As you can see, there's really no excess pipe cleaner to cut off here. I'm a little bit blurry. Still get blurry, even though we're not in the live class. I'm actually looking into getting a new webcam, because I noticed that when I watch the video on my laptop as I'm recording it, it's clear, but then when I go back and for some reason when I upload it to YouTube, it just doesn't seem as clear. I don't understand that. Like if I'm watching this video on Zoom, for example, it's clear, because what happens is I record it, whether it's a live class or a recorded class, and it records it to Zoom. It saves it to the cloud is what it's called in Zoom. And when I'm watching it in Zoom, it's very clear. And again, something happens in the transition from uploading it to from Zoom to YouTube that it just, I don't know, I'm mad because it just doesn't seem as clear to me. So maybe it isn't my webcam. Maybe it's YouTube. I don't know. Maybe it's YouTube that's changing the quality of the video. I'm going to have to see if I can investigate that a little bit here. I'm going to do 2 more, I think, and then we're going to be full. This wreath is full. It's starting to stick together. It's making it harder for me to get my bundles in there. My daughter and I went to the store when she got off work, and the road that we usually come up to come home was blocked. There was police cars, and we're like, oh, geez, what's going on? Well, all of a sudden, we turned the corner, and there was fire trucks, and there was all this smoke billowing, and it was, you know, a few blocks away, so we really couldn't see what was happening. But I mean, I hope if there was a fire that everybody was okay. I'm sure we'll read about it in the paper, but there was a little bit of excitement for the day. And I'm going to do one more. Again, if you want to make your ribbon pieces a little bit longer, you can. I just kind of wanted a little bit of it peeking out here and there. That's all. You can add a bow if you don't want to add ribbon pieces. All right, one more bundle. I notice that sometimes this silvery stuff comes out of the mesh. I remember Dollar Tree had this really pretty mesh last year, and it was brown or tan with the pastel Easter colors and the stripes. They didn't have it this year. I think I would have liked that a lot better than the kind they have now. But again, I think, like I said, I'm going to use that multicolored Easter mesh for the pull-through bubble, because that way I don't have to cut it. Because for some reason that just seemed to fray a lot. You can also do, you can use Dollar Tree mesh on the pull-through ruffle, which is another class that we have coming up. That doesn't require any cutting. I actually was going to mention I have this very pretty turquoise mesh that I got last summer. I'm trying to think where I got it. I think I actually got it on a D-stash group or from a D-stash group. And it's 6 inches wide, but it's not Dollar Tree mesh. I don't know what brand it is. I have to go look. It's in my bin. But I think I'm going to be using that for the pull-through ruffle class that I just scheduled today, because I've been wanting to use it. And I just love teal and I love turquoise. I'll probably do like a beach theme. Now I kind of feel like I need another piece of ribbon here, but I don't have, let's get this out of the way because we're done with those. I kind of feel like I have a gap here. Where was it? Like I need another piece of ribbon here, but I don't have any more of the kind that I wanted to use. I probably you know what? I have one more piece of this. Let me use this. Oops, I just found the yellow. I'm going to use one more yellow. Even though, no, there's another yellow over there, so there won't be two yellows next to each other. So I'm going to pop this yellow piece in here. I'm going to have to try to feed it through as carefully as I can. Find a space. But I need another piece of ribbon here to make it even. As long as you can find a wire to attach it to, you're good. I found one. Definitely have to cut that down. This one had a lot of Mod Podge on it. This is the first one I did, so this piece of ribbon is really, really stiff. Well, my glue is about to drip on the floor here. Whoops. You could see look how stiff that is. So we're going to have to work with that a little bit. That was the first piece that I did. I didn't really want to have to use that because it's literally as stiff as a board. I could probably snap it in half if I wanted to. So word to the wise, if you do use the Mod Podge, you know, don't be that liberal with it. A light coating and you're going to be good. It's like I'm cutting cardboard. So that's all right. I'm just going to kind of tuck it in there a little bit. Make it a little bit shorter. You can move your mesh around and kind of squeeze it in there. Tuck it in, just so it's peeking out a little bit. There, see? That's all. Just so we can leave a little bit of ribbon to peek out in that spot. So now we have adequate ribbon coverage. Just like that. That's stiff. It's like a board. Okay. Look how gorgeous that is. Look how pretty. All I'm going to do now, I don't know if I'm going to add my bunny. I know I showed you at the beginning. I had the bunny. I could do the sign. Let me see how the sign looks. If I do the sign, I'm going to have to get some glue. That looks kind of cute. Let me turn this light off because it's so bright in here. Oh, now it's really dark. But that looks kind of cute with the sign there. I just kind of have it wedged in there for now. A little happy Easter. I could do that. And then I know I had my little bunny girl that I was thinking about possibly setting in the middle, but I think I like that happy Easter. I'm going to have to get some pipe cleaners on the back and then this would just be an Easter wreath. It wouldn't be. Maybe I'll just like leave it wedged in there, and then when Easter is over, I can take it out and it can be a spring wreath. Even though if I did, that's the nice thing about putting a sign in with pipe cleaners. If you put a sign in with pipe cleaners and tie it in, you can just untie it if you don't want it there anymore. So I think I'm going to actually leave that. I like the way that looks. That's cute. So now I have my little eggs. These are so cute. And there's little ribbons on them too. I might cut those off, but I don't think I need those. I just want the eggs. You can leave the ribbons on if you want. These are from the Dollar Tree. I got these a while ago too. And they're very light. They're just little styrofoam eggs. I think I even need to cut them. I think they'll pull right out if I pull on it. Yeah, look at that. I don't even need to cut it. Just pull them right out. Okay. And let's just glue some eggs. I was going to put them in the middle of the ribbon tails, but I think I'm just going to like wedge them in between the mesh here and there. So what I meant by that was you could take your egg and go ahead and put it like in the middle of your ribbon tail if you want. If you want to do it that way. Or again, just put it in amongst your mesh here and there. Whatever you feel like doing. Or if you have little flowers, you can put little flowers in. Ooh, hot glue. You missed that. It went right on my thumb. I kind of like it wedged in between the mesh. What you do is you get hot glue on your finger and then you let it dry and you pull it off. I need a glue skillet desperately. Oof. So this video is done almost. I promised you I'd get it done today. We have class tomorrow, which is going to be a super adorable Easter garland with those bunnies. Is that going to stick or no? I kind of miss making my kids Easter baskets. They're too big for Easter baskets, although if I were to ask them right now, they'd probably say, no, Mom, we would love for you to make us an Easter basket still. I know they would, even though they're in their 20s. I used to make awesome Easter baskets, too. They had the best Easter baskets ever. I think I need one up there. Let me look and see where I'm at here, because I have my ribbons going around the outside. Oh, I'm going to lose battery in about 2 seconds. That would not be good. I have my ribbons on the outside, so I'm trying to keep my eggs on the inside. Let me look at that and see. Or I might need another one. I have 2 left. One right here. I think I'm going to put one right over there. Tuck it right in there. And that is it. That's all I'm going to do here. And we're done. Like I said, my sign is just kind of wedged in here right now, but I will secure it after. But there we go. Look how pretty that is. I am very happy with the way that came out. I can't wait to see yours. I'm going to post a pic. I'm going to start processing the video as soon as possible. And the process, if you're not familiar with it, is, and a lot of people are wondering why the video doesn't get sent out immediately after class. That's because I have to wait for Zoom to do their thing. Sometimes they take a couple hours processing the video, and then I have to download it from Zoom and then upload it to YouTube. So it is a little bit of a process on my end, but I'm going to try very hard to get this out to you tonight because I know you've been waiting. Happy Easter. I can't wait to see yours. Everybody have a great night. Bye.